And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
This is my message to the media. First of all, what you need to know is that I'm a nobody. Unfortunately for you, there are tens of millions of nobodies. If you will not report on these protests, we will bring it to your fucking door. And we will do it every day until you cover the truth of what is happening in this country.
How are my nobodies today? How's everybody doing? You guys ready to bring it to the door? Right to the door. Right to the door. We got a lot going on. We've been having a lot going on. I had to take a couple days off and go have some fun. I got some fun to show you guys. Where's my fun at? We had some fun. Hi, Michael. We had some fun. We had to go out and have real fun.
Dragon Lady, the U2.
Hi, Numpty. We went out to the Sacramento Airshow and had some real fun. Boy, it was badass. Badass. Oh my God, I had the most amazing time. Hi, Anna, Michael, Roman, Numpty. Hi, guys. Yeah, we had some real fun at the Airshow.
Slowing down to fly low, as we just saw. Actually driving at about 140 miles an hour.
It's a U-2 spy plane.
Chase cars drive on the runway, hauling behind you, offering radio advice. And the sayings go, land the plane in polite, controlled crash. Don't screw up. Written on the dashboard. Gucci and the U-2 now listen to the 17,000 pounds of thrust. This high-efficiency wing, watch this jet fly. And know that it can top off at 70,000 feet. Training to fly these jets, stay proficient, very important work, and that's what these T-38s do as they fly by now.
I had so much fun, man. That was a U-2 spy plane. 70,000 feet. They have to wear a spacesuit to get up in that thing. It's just, and I guess they're like the most scariest thing ever to land. Like everything about them is just sketch, but it was badass seeing that. I got some more here. Those little explosions made me jump so loud when I went to go get a freaking beer. I had my back turned to a couple of them and they're letting off the pyrotechnics. They made me jump. They were loud. What else we got? Oh, yeah. Blue Angels. F-18 Super Hornets.
Smoke on! Ready, break!
Those things are pulling like 7.5 G's. Like you can feel your brain pull to the back of your skull. Just, oh my God. I'd love to be in one of those. They're not even my favorite. My favorite was there though. What else we got? Yeah, right here. Yeah, that was me. That was me. I fucking love the F-16. One more time. I love the F-16. That's by far the sexiest fighter jet ever developed. Ever. The sexiest. The way that thing flies in the air, just the sound of it in the air. The F-18 Super Hornets were super cool. I know they're probably schematically a better aircraft, and like they did the sneak overpass. I didn't even catch it on film. I'm so pissed, but they did it on purpose. It was an F-18 low flyover, and they came in so low, so fast. I went down to like grab a water or something real quick. I hear, right over the top. I'm like, oh shit, what was that? They're like, that's how they do a stealth attack on enemies on the ground. I'm like, yeah, we're all dead. It was so badass. All right.
Per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing horizontal rolls.
F-18 Super Hornet, Blue Angels. Big D energy. Big D energy. F-16. I had a blast. Anyways, there was F-35s there. F-35 Panther B, $109 million F-39 Panther B was there loitering over us. It was badass. It was loud. The aerodynamics of it, the capacity of it, the speed, the maneuverability, it doesn't match the F-16 as far as maneuverability, but it has the long range kill range of like, I don't know, it's like 400 miles or something crazy like that. So they had one there. They had the Blue Angels there. It was just the funnest time ever. I can't even tell you. Like I was just, they had the TAC dogs there trading. It was like $55 to get in. It was so cheap, but then you get in and it's like, $11 for a Budweiser and then $8 for an ice cream cone, $8 for a hot dog. But, and then, if you want to get in that little cockpit, you can get into an F-18 there. But then they had, free stuff you go in and get into, like some of the big aircraft carriers from the military. I don't know what they were called. They're not C-130s. These things were bigger. They had to have been. They had the Fat Albert flying there. They had a bunch of stuff. It was just too cool. That was my first air show I've ever been to. I've never been to one before. Parking was a nightmare. Actually, leaving was a nightmare. Parking was really organized. Leaving was crazy. And there was a bunch of MAGA pulling in and out in front of each other, drinking beers in their cars and shit, just being dumb. It was just silly. It was funny to watch them. Everybody else is looking at them like, you guys are idiots. What does that say? Not been to an air show since the crash in 2015. 11 killed, but the pilot survived. Was that in San Diego? I remember something crashed. I think it might have been down in San Diego. I can't remember though. You were at that one, Info Rabbit? That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah, no crashes on this one. Something did catch fire on the runway. I think it was something to do with the pyrotechnics, and I don't think it was on purpose because the fire department did come out. They didn't stop the show or anything. It was in transition period. But yeah, just a blast. Lots going on in Sacramento. Lots. Today we got the Ukrainian rally we're going to go to later. I don't know if I'm going to live stream that because it's a really small event usually in March. I more just want to play a supporting role. We're going to call some congressmen and advocate while we're there on the Capitol building steps at 6 p.m. with the Sunflower Society Sacramento. This is their Instagram page. These are my homies right here. March 24th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., Sacramento Capitol building. If you guys are around, come stop by. I'll be there. Not going to miss it. You get to meet some really nice people there. Really amazing people. But we'll get more into them a little bit later. We'll talk more. Let's check out our fundraiser we got going through Car for Ukraine. I got it pinned up top, guys. This is what this is all about anyways. This is what we're doing. We're fundraising for Car for Ukraine. It's going to the 104th Brigade. We're going to help these men down here. We got a lot of donations so far from my little platform, me and Canty, both together in the same donor basket. 51 donations, 3,385 euros generated. Thank you guys so much. Let's take a peek here. For Big Bad Goose, 50 euros. Linda Smallbones, 156. Liam Wakefield, 10. Adam, 10. Lan, 100 euros. Liam, 18. I think that's pounds. GPB. I'm pretty sure it's pounds. Thank you guys. David Navarro, 10. N Hill, 10. Steve Sane, 20 euros. Linda, 25. Anonymous 23, Susan 60, Steve again 50, Kevin Burgess 50 euros, thank you. Adam Rounds 10, Darlene Patton 23 USD, and on and so forth. Anita, Kathy, thank you all so much for donating to this. It's an awesome cause. I'm really happy to be a part of this. I'm honored to be a part of this. I never thought I'd be a part of a major fundraising campaign. And on top of that, you know, how many subs do I got? Got like 800 something, 821 subs. That's all I got, right? Where are we in this horse race? A friendly competition. Total raise 22,000 euros. Donations 220. Guys, we're still in third place. We're still in third. 2 years ago was the last crash, I believe. It was in Michigan. Oh, okay. We're in third place, though, guys. We're behind Sacramento and Mercado. Rick the Ukrainian held a stream yesterday. I saw him doing some push-ups. I guess someone asked him to play my song, and he was doing push-ups on the stream. Thank you, Rick. I don't know who did that. I swear to God, I didn't set him up for that. That was... I don't even know who that was. But that was really cool to see. I'm sorry I couldn't be there too, guys. I was supposed to be on Rick's show yesterday, and I couldn't make it. I was tied up already. I tried to finagle. I just couldn't do it. And man, I really, really hope I can be on his stream later. That would be an honor. Because I've looked up to him for a year because he's just a savage fundraiser. Silicon Curtain, we're at 1,154 euros. Shills at 574. PSO1, I've been finding on X now. Didn't know what platform at first. PSO1's on X, generating some funds. On the Edge, Philip Ittner. Definitely needs some love here. ATP Geopolitics is about to kick it off. I believe he was having computer issues yesterday, so there's a delay there. Laser Pig's in the house. Eric, Rudy Acosta's in the house. Oh, man, Ukraine Matters just jumped in. What? That's new? I didn't know that. Baba Yaga's in the house. Guys, you follow Baba Yaga over on Blue Sky? Baba Yaga's in the house. Baba Yaga is a NAFO fella. War Translated starting to move on. So, yeah, hey, we got Ukraine Matters. Georgie's in the house. Shit. We're going to have some tough competition, guys. Georgie's coming in. Jeez Louise. How about you guys throw in a couple bucks so we can at least stay in third for a while longer? But we're in it with some big dogs, man. Big dogs. I'm going to post it right in the chat, but it's also pinned on top. Whatever you guys can do. I don't care if it's $3. If you guys can help out, it would be great. All right, there it is. All right, so we're making some headway there. I played it before, we'll play it again.
Ми, підрозділ Хімера БПЛА, звертаємося до команди Carpo Ukraine та Бандера Мобіль, а також до партнерів Laser Pig, ATP Geopolitics, Erix, Sukomaimus та інших міжнародних бійців на інформаційному полі з проханням долучитись та посприяти нам у зборі на автомобілі. А саме, 3 повнопривідні пікапи та 2 буса для пошуку позицій та заїзду і виїзду з них, які знаходяться у важкопроїзних місцях. Дякуємо за допомогу. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
All right, it's Chimera Group right there. That's who we're fundraising it for. We're gonna kit them out. They're gonna be fully equipped with vehicles that they need for the front lines, and they're a drone unit, so they're putting in work, guys. We need to help them. And like I said, this is huge, and we all share the same community. So if you guys could donate, it doesn't matter who you donate to. Me and Canty. It doesn't matter who you donate to, but me and Canty would definitely like to see a truck get finished off in our name. That's the ultimate goal. Third place for now, yeah. A lot of these guys haven't kicked it off. We still got weeks to go, right? But we've been Canty and I have been pushing hard, because we care. We care a lot. That's what this is all about. So if you guys could, please donate. Leave a comment when you donate. I'll read it off on stream if you guys do. All right, moving on. What do we got? Let's talk a little more about Sunflower Society. Sunflower Society is pretty sweet. So they're at the Capitol building in Sacramento on the 24th of every month. They do advocacy. They go to Razom. Dmitry Morozov, he was an Azovstal steel defender in captivity for 6 months. He fought in his hometown of Mariupol. And was captured by the Russians as his family escaped while they were being hunted by the Spetsnaz. And they got out. He got traded back. He's over here in the States now advocating. That's Ami Bera. And then others from the Sunflower Society, Anna, Svetlana, Olga, and so forth. So, yeah, come join us if you guys are in the Sacramento area. Meet some new people. Enjoy some good music. I don't know. I know we're going to be covering genocide today there. Genocide in Ukraine. So advocacy is key. Here's Ken Cooley. I interviewed him shortly. He's the ex-representative, I believe, of Rancho Cordova in Sacramento. And yeah, this is great to see. I didn't make it to this one. I really wanted to. This is at the yellow bridge that separates West Sac from downtown. You don't need to be Ukrainian to support Ukraine. You just need to be human. Facts. Peace is not the absence of war. It's so great to see this too. It's a fun time going down here and helping too. If we have the integrity to do what is right, freedom will not only survive, it will triumph. Ronald Reagan. I got to get me one of these hoodies. I hope they got more hoodies when I'm down there today. I haven't got one of them yet. Russia can stop the war at any time by leaving Ukrainian territories. Facts. U.S. honor Budapest memorandum. Дякую. Believe in Ukraine. Just the most amazing people down here. Salt the Red Earth. Hi, Salt the Red Earth. How you doing? I'm glad you can be here. I know it's an early one. Oh, man, we got Pittsburgh in the house, too. Where's everybody else tuned in from? Pittsburgh's in the house. That's badass. That's badass. So it's a little later there. I'm in Cali, man. It's early. I got my Starbucks. Americano black. Keep me real regular. I was in Sac the other day. I live like 2 hours out of Sac, but we're headed back today. I was there for the air show. That was the day before yesterday. I was so fucking exhausted. Went to Korean barbecue afterwards. And man, I ran out of steam. I did a half day. No, I did most of the day yesterday, just laying around. Completely tired. Cypher, Detroit, Anna, Iowa. All right, man. We are national today. We're all over the nation. Speaking of national and all over the nation, let's go into a little bit of what's going on. Some drama everywhere. This is going to go skibbity, but I got some really good stuff I found online when I was scrolling through. Half toasted on red wine and laying on my back last night. So let's go through it.
Kentucky and the rest of the United States cannot possibly reach its full potential unless our people feel supported to be themselves.
Lovely mountains of Utah.
Discrimination
Cool.
against our LGBTQ plus community is unacceptable. It holds us back, and in my Kentucky accent, it ain't right.
So this is the governor, Andy Beshear of Kentucky, standing up for LGBTQ rights, which is pretty amazing to me. I didn't have that outlook about Kentucky, and maybe that's a bias on my part or a stereotype. But hey, look at this.
It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's not about politics at all for me. It's living my faith that says every child is a child of God, deserving of dignity and respect. It's my belief that it's our job to lift everyone up and not tear anyone down. The politics.
This is real Christianity right here. What he's speaking of right here. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Of fear and hate are wrong. The politics of compassion and love are right. So I know a lot of people are scared right now about what the president is going to do next, and your rights being in danger. To our LGBTQ Kentuckians, we're here for you. We see you. We love you, and we support you. Yeah. Kentucky and the rest of the United States.
You're just going to type that? Yeah. Yeah, I've read it. I read it just like Merck. I read the Bible 3 times, 3.5. I still venture into, I like reading the Old English YLT Young's literal translations, like the direct connotation from the Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic texts. But yeah, I stay versed in it too. See what else we got.
All Americans know that President Trump has pledged to protect Social Security, just as he has pledged tariffs, and they've been on one day and off the next. Just as he has...
Salt of the Rhetoric says, I haven't seen Christians being Christian in a while. Facts.
Gone back and forth on his position on reproductive freedom for women in this country. And so why do I question the commitment to Social Security? Because I think it's more important to look not at a president who is well known as a man of his last word by what he says, but by what he does. And what he has done is to appoint a man who has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, who this week has attacked the programs that Americans pay into in every paycheck, Medicare and Social Security, as being entitlements. Yes, you should be entitled to what you pay into over your work life for your Medicare and your Social Security.
Who would expect a guy named Doggett, which literally has Doge the name, to be defending us?
But he says it's a Ponzi scheme, and
I like the lapel pin.
Are the place to cut. So that's the first place. The person he chose to raid Social Security does not believe in Social Security. Number two is that we have seen this president come, not unlike the chairman of the committee this morning, but provoking much more extended laughter from Republicans in his recent speech to Congress. And what was this laughter about? All the fraud at Social Security. Can you imagine? They have on their payout someone who has 350 years old, older than our republic. Can you believe this? No, you can't believe it because it's a lie. Because Social Security has had in place for some time a requirement that it doesn't pay out anything to people over 115. And though there have been some mistakes made, some underpayments, some overpayments, it has, as Mr. Neal pointed out, an incredible accuracy rate of far less of 1% of payments that have been found to be improper. It doesn't mean we shouldn't seek more accuracy and protect the system, but Social Security has worked remarkably well in the past. And that takes me to the third thing that President Trump has done that is inconsistent with his claim that he will protect Social Security and won't switch his word around as he has done on one public issue after another, and that is the determined effort of this administration to wreck the Social Security Administration. Those checks don't come down as manna from heaven. They come down because there is a dedicated workforce that is ensuring that Social Security continues to pay out month after month. And so how have Mr. Trump and Mr. Musk decided to handle that dedicated workforce? They are cutting it by 7,000 people. And among those 7,000 people are 50 that are particularly important. The Office of Transformation, as they have called it, is the customer service office at the Social Security Administration. And the Trump administration went in and fired the director of the Office of Transformation. He fired all 50 employees of that Office of Transformation. So guess what? When the shortage of employees to get the checks out dependably occurs, people are going to say, well, Social Security is just not like it used to be. It can't deliver. It's not working. It's like the post office, which they want to privatize. It's not getting our checks. We can't count on it anymore. And it's that assuring that the Social Security Administration fails to deliver that is at the core of the Republican plan to undermine Social Security. Social Security has been forced already by Republican administration to serve millions more people with fewer staff. In 2010, they had 67,000 workers ensuring timely and accurate payments to 60 million Americans. Today, they have 10,000 fewer. And when I say today, that's before the Trump cuts, serving 13 million more people. You cannot assure that Social Security provides the wonderful coverage that it has for so many years without an adequate workforce. I'm hearing from constituents that say this is an emergency. I'm hearing Republicans like Ron Johnson, the senator from Wisconsin, saying he wants to sunset altogether. Senator Mike Lee, who says he wants to phase out Social Security, to pull it out by the roots and get rid of it. My constituents believe Social Security is one of the best systems government ever put in place, and we are opposed to the Trump people undermining it as they are doing, and want to get the facts here, which is all this resolution asks for.
Dog, it makes sense, man. They're just gonna steal our money. That's all they're doing. This isn't a video, but this came through real quick on my feed. I thought I would share it. This is crazy.
Are you?
Turn that down. National Park Service Rangers have pulled off a brilliant action in Yosemite Park on El Capitan by deploying a massive American flag upside down in the traditional sign of distress or extreme emergencies. That's sweet, dude. That's sweet. I'm glad they're doing this in Yosemite. Like, people need to see it. Like, these people are working their ass off to have a place for us to go and enjoy our nation, and they're all getting cut. It's just tragic. What do we got?
50-50 visible LA. 50-51 SoCal. Wow, why are we here? We are here because we are not going to let Trump, we are not going to let Elon Musk, his co-president, or anybody else take the United States Constitution down. We don't care how much money you have, Elon. We don't give a damn about Doge. We are going to defend the Constitution because we believe in democracy.
Hi, Ellen.
So many people have sacrificed and fought and died for democracy. And Trump comes along with his ignorant ass and he don't even know the Constitution. And so,
this is Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
And all the billionaires that you saw with him at his inauguration. And they've decided they're going to take over this country. They're going to get the tax breaks on the backs of working people. And they think we're going to lie down and take it. They not got another damn thought coming. We fight for justice. We fight for equality. We fight for fairness. We believe all people deserve a decent quality of life. And so they are going into our departments and our agencies led by Elon Musk, and they're telling them to get out. You're fired. Get out by 5 o'clock. That's a gangster move, and we're not going to take it.
Hi, Michael.
They think they can intimidate us. And they send him out here because he's so rich, he's so smart. Well, the stock market is showing him he ain't that damn smart. He's losing every day. And so he thinks money can buy elections. Just because he's bought Trump, he can't buy us.
The only reason Tesla hasn't completely crashed is people are actually still buying that stock thinking it's going to come back in the dip. They're buying in the dip, hoping it comes back. And it's outrageous. And you know what? Okay. I'm not even going to say it. That's their choice. That is their choice. If they want to do that, fine. But if it ends up they lose a ton of money, I fucking told you so. If they make a ton of money, you got blood on your hands.
We're not afraid of him. And we're going to fight for all of the federal employees that they are firing. How bad can it be when you're going to tell somebody one day you're working, the next day you're out? Oh no, we're not going to let that happen. And today, we send a message to Elon Musk, send it to Trump, but we send it across the world. that we are going to stand up for our democracy. We want our allies across the world to know we're going to stand up. I don't want them to be frightened that somehow Trump is going to take us away from having allies that we can depend on, that we can work with. Send a message to allies today. We ain't going nowhere. Trump thinks he can take an executive order and change the whole country. He thinks he can change all of government, but there is something going on.
And it says artificial inflation right now in stocks. I believe another big dip is on the way. 100%. This is not over. We're just starting. Yeah, talk about people buying in the dip. Yeah, for sure. Right here. Here's your buying in the dip. Maybe store it. All right, I had to store it. That was perfect timing for that comment. Oh shoot! All right, let's skip before. I want to hear a little bit from Martin Luther King real quick.
But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
Pretty relevant right now. Let's see what Reverend Dr. Otis Moss III has to say.
You witness on the news, you will see names that are very familiar to individuals. You will see the names of elected officials. You are seeing the names of one person who is not elected by the name of Elon Musk, born in South Africa. That's a whole nother story. But I want to tell you about two of the puppet masters behind the puppets. There is a group entitled the Seven Mountain Mandate that was organized in 1975 by Lauren Cunningham and Francis Schaeffer. The Seven Mountain Mandate is a conservative Christian group that witnessed the work, let me say it, of the black church during the civil rights movement. And therefore, they wanted that kind of power, but not necessarily with that moral clarity. They believed that they wanted to be able to take over, that there were 7 mountains that must be taken over. Mountain of family, religion, education, media, arts and entertainment, business, and government, in order to create what we would call a white Christian nationalist nation. They would not use that language, but all of their theology points to that direction. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is a part of this 7 Mountain Mandate movement, along with a person by the name of Paula White, is a part of this 7 Mountain Mandate movement. The second group that you need to know about is called the New Apostolic Reformation Movement, founded by C. Peter Wagner. It's a Christian supremacist group where they even...
Wagner? Huh?
Even utilize a flag from the Revolutionary War that is called the Appeal to Heaven flag. They operate out of biblical literalism, and they want to literally subvert democracy so that there will be a theocracy over democracy. This is the group that promoted that President Obama was a Muslim. This is a group that said that Dwight D. Eisenhower was a communist. This is the group that has promoted election denialism in churches all across the country. These two groups are the ones that are pulling the levers around Project 2025. But they do not want to appear in the media, per se, because they want the puppets to do the work of the puppet master. We will receive a lot of information about what's going on, but this is why it's even more important that people of faith who are committed to Jesus Christ, not committed to white Christian nationalism, not committed to Christian supremacy. And both of these groups make space for white supremacists. Both of these groups have these elements within them.
How many of you guys heard about the Seventh Mountain Mandate or the new apostle, blah, 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 brainworm?
So it is important that you are familiar with the 7 Mountain Mandate. It is important that you know about the new apostolic reformation.
Apostolic. That's a big word.
Movement. And you will begin to hear this biblical language of biblical literalism that comes from these groups. And the
Never? Yeah, me neither.
Political scene is now merging
Two
with the
nopes.
7 Mountain Mandate and the new apostolic reformation in order to take power in this country by undermining democracy, which means specifically that you and I will not have space or be able to vote. That's what this movement is about, and they are in there. In the words of Sean Connery from The Untouchables, there endeth the lesson.
All right. Well, yeah, we got some learning to do. New Apostolic Reformation. It's on Wikipedia. New Apostolic Reformation is a Christian supremacist theological belief and controversial movement associated with the far right that combines elements of Pentecostalism and evangelicalism and the 7 Mountain Mandate to advocate for spiritual warfare to bring about Christian... Dude, this is ISIS, American ISIS. This is American ISIS. Christian dominion over all aspects of society and end or weaken the separation of church and state. NAR, okay, so it's NAR, New Apostolic Reformation. NAR leaders often call themselves apostles and prophets. Jesus Christ. The movement was founded and is heavily associated with Peter Wagner. See Peter Wagner. That's a German name, isn't it? Charles Peter Wagner, an American missionary, writer, teacher, and founder of the several independent charismatic Christian organizations. Is this TV Jesus? Is this what this is? He is known for leading the building of the New Apostolic Reformation, a network in the apostolic prophetic movement in the earlier years. Wagner was known for his key leader of the Church of Growth movement. We could go down a rabbit hole all day on this, guys. I'll try to cut it off where I can. And later for his writings on spiritual warfare. Born in New York. Spiritual warfare. Oh man. We could this I might have to do a whole video or a whole live stream just on this this stuff. This nastiness. All right, so basically American ISIS. What was it say? The Southern Poverty Law Center characterizes NAR as the greatest threat to American democracy that most people have never heard of. American Republic politicians such as Mike Johnson, Doug Mastriano, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert, and activists such as Charlie Kirk have aligned with it. Some groups with the broader apostolic prophetic movement have distanced themselves from the NAR due to various criticisms and controversies. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like cheap dollar Colonel Sanders, Dad. Cheap dollar store Colonel Sanders. Trump said something about yous not having to vote again. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Why haven't we heard of this? Has anybody heard of this shit at all? Because this is real. We're going to have... Okay. I got a ton of research to do on this. We will save this for a whole stream, and we will dive into this at one point. We will absolutely dive into this. But that's New Apostolic Reformation. I can't even say it. Seven Mountain Mandate. Let's check that. Seven Mountain Mandate. Also Seven Mountains Mandate. Seven Mountains Dominionism. What the fuck is a dominionist conservative Christian movement with evangelical Christianity, particularly independent charismatic groups? It holds that there are 7 aspects of society that believers seek to dominate: family, religion, education, media, arts, and entertainment, business, and government. The movement is believed by its followers to have begun in 1975 with a purported message from God delivered to evangelicals Lauren Cunningham, Bill Bright, and Francis Schaeffer, ordering them to invade the 7 spheres of society identified as family. Oh my God. The idea was not seriously considered until 2000 during a meeting between Cunningham and Lance Wallnau. The movement came to prominence after the 2013 publication of Wallnau's and Bill Johnson's Invading Babylon, the Seventh Mountain Mandate. The movement was generally supportive of the presidency of Donald Trump, with the member Paula White becoming Trump's spiritual advisor. Holy shit. Woo, boy, we got a lot of content coming up with all this. Wow. Yeah, we're deep diving now. Tax churches. Tax these churches. Holy cow. Look at all this info. My God, I'm going to have such a great... Hey, if something happens to me, guys, I just want to let you know. I am happy. I love what I do. I have no ill intentions toward myself. It was these guys. Just to let you know. Holy crap. Okay. I took notes off to the side while we're reading that. We're going to go into this later. Not now. That's just... Holy cow. Well, we're going to do a whole thing on this. A whole thing. That's exactly what I wanted to find. All right, what else we got?
And he's going to have very specific...
Hi, Angela.
...for what we all can do. Sir.
Hi. And thank you, by the way, for being here today and answering our questions. I just wanted to say that I've watched Donald Trump steal, lie, cheat, and rape his way through life and into the hearts.
So this is Town Hall, Kern County with Ro Khanna, because David Valadao and Vince Fong are a no-show for Kern. Okay.
All of the evangelicals in the country, and they won. So they won, and they won the House, they won the Senate, and they won the presidency.
Guys, that's what it is. We just dove into the American Russian Orthodox Church. I bet you anything they're connected. Watch. When I get into that, watch.
With that message, we lost. So, do we have bad messaging? Should we hire some of the people that are messaging for them? Should we consider maybe a different way of speaking to people that gets to what an average American understands? I mean, I listened to some of the representatives in the Senate speak on different programs, and honest to God, I got to pull out a dictionary to figure out half the words they say. So, it's too much. You know, it's over-educated and it doesn't connect with people. I've never met a Republican that didn't love a huge tax break and hate giveaways to people that are underserved in our communities. And the reason is because they don't think it's deserved. They think we're all sitting around on our couches eating Cocoa Puffs while they're pulling their bootstraps up and they're going to work. Well, more of them are on these programs than us. Right? I mean, that's a fact.
It's a fact. Most red states have the highest government aid.
So, all of the things that you said are true about the Democrats, all the things that they did. But the problem is that when you have a Democrat in office, like Joe Biden and like Obama, they don't run for the whole 4 years like Republicans do. They don't sign the checks that are sent out that they got the funds approved for. They let Donald Trump do it. So everybody thinks Donald Trump is giving them all this money from COVID, when really it's because Nancy Pelosi got that money approved. So Democrats do things, but they don't blast it out there. So we're not saying the right things. We're not being aggressive enough. I'm getting a second passport to another country because I think the house is on fire. The house is on fire when I see them getting into social security systems, when I see them getting into some of the secrets of the United States that they don't belong in. They're getting our information, they're getting secret information. He's best friends with Putin. You know, my father fought in World War II against fascism. And that's what's happening. So, simple. My question is simple as this. Tell me, convince me that there's going to be another election. I mean, convince me that Donald Trump, who gets away with everything, who has 32 felonies against him, and never spent a minute in jail, explain to me the house is on fire. Now tell me how we're going to stop it, and what do we do when he says, I am not going to obey these court orders? Because that's when it's done, isn't it? When it's a lawless country, and he doesn't obey laws, and he is the chief, what then? Convince me that we're going to have another election. Thank you so much.
Convince me that we're going to have another election. Zach the Russian done a takedown on the Russian Orthodox Church. Huh, interesting.
About Trump. I said the only thing that we should learn from Trump is how to sell things, because we haven't done that as a Democratic Party.
That's right.
And here is the reality and how I see the country and what gives me hope about our future and our future elections. People are really upset about what's going on in America. There's an anger, not just you know, the inflation that was taking place under Joe Biden, but for 50 years in this country, 50 years, we saw corporations offshore jobs to the cheapest wages. We saw the decline of unions. We went from 53rd in income inequality around the world to 128th. Folks aren't able to afford their rent, afford child care. They're going into medical debt. So many people are living paycheck by paycheck. They see districts like mine, the 401ks, they don't have the retirement. They see districts like mine, they see all that wealth, $12 trillion in Silicon Valley, all this money in New York, and they say, what happened to us? What happened to us? And well, you know.
Any church that encourages members not to follow orders should not have a tax-exempt status. To follow court orders. Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Trump, but it was before Trump. This has been going on for 50 years. This has been going on for 50 years in this country. And one of the things we need to do, it's money in politics. It's policies that allow the offshoring of steel, of aluminum, of industry, not building things. It's a policy that gave tax breaks to the wealthy, that did not invest and make sure that we had health care for all, that we had child care for all, that we had education funding in this country. This has been going on for 50 years. And so what do people do? What do? They just vote every time for change. And they don't even think about whether that change is going to improve their lives.
Literally, the answer to that is, well, we'll have to see what happens. God, if I hear that anymore, it is the most cringe statement to my ears. We'll have to see.
Democrats, I think, and people in this room, I think we have...
Our grandparent or our grandchildren are going to have to see. Like, the shit that's going on now, it's going to take decades, generations to fix. That's how fucked we've been over the last few months.
To do two things. We need to first acknowledge that people are right to be upset at the status quo. They're right to say that 50 years of politics is not working. And then what we need to do is to say, look what Trump did. You gave him a chance. He gave the entire government to billionaire libertarians. As if that was going to improve your lives. Did it? Were they new factories? Did you get more money in your pocket? Was your stock market? Did it go up? Did you get health care? Did you get child care? Well, let's actually offer a real vision, a real plan for how we're going to improve people's lives that isn't going to be rooted in all the mistakes we've made for the last 50 years. An actual plan of economic patriotism, of ideas that are going to help people get health care, child care, high-paying jobs. And I believe, you say, how do I think that we're going to be able to do this with all that Trump and Musk and the billionaires represent? See, I believe in what your father did and what my grandfather did. Different parts of the world, your father was saving America from tyranny and our freedom. My grandfather was in jail alongside Gandhi, fighting for independence in India. And in America today, we have people who trace their heritage all the way back to the Mayflower. We have people who fought in World War II. We have people who came, like my parents as immigrants, whose grandparents fought in freedom struggles in different parts of the world. We have people like my late colleague John Lewis who were beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge for civil rights. And I'll tell you what, this country won the Revolutionary War. We won the Civil War with the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. After the darkest days of the Depression and Hoover, we had FDR. And after the darkest days of Jim Crow, we had civil rights. I believe
Well, is that what we're gonna need? Like a brand new freaking party, like Make America Sane Again, the Massa Party. I feel like it. I feel like at this point, like this guy comes off a little strong. A little gibberish, a little bit, but he's sensible. He understands what it takes to bring back a country, and what he's saying is we've done it before, but it took a revolution. Well, at least to form a country. But is the Democrat Party dead? As dead as the Republican Party? Is there a new party needed?
a country so resilient, a country where so many like your father and my grandfather have sacrificed, a country that strong is not going to lose its democracy to Donald Trump if we mobilize. Overwhelmed, but too many people have sacrificed too much for us not to fight. We need to fight. We need to mobilize across this state and across this country, and when we do, I have no doubt that people will see through the hollowness of Donald Trump. They will see through the self-interest of the billionaire class, and they will redeem the promise of the greatest nation that ever was, our country, built by ordinary people like the folks in this room. Thank you so much.
Well, bless him for showing up. Ro Khanna showed up. David Valadao didn't, and Vince Vaughn stayed home. So at least this guy showed up. But yeah, I mean, he's a good speaker. He's a good speaker, but politics are not working. They are out of touch with reality. Politics are reality. They're going to have to reform the Democratic Party to something else. I am with Bell on that. I feel like if it's not working, they got to play out of bounds.
Obviously, some ICE agents raided a business in our city without a warrant.
All right, we're going to get into some immigration stuff. It's going to skip back and forth, but there's a lot going on with the ICE raids.
They went in the back of the establishment. We believe that there were 3 people who they say were undocumented that they detained, but they also detained folks that were, in fact, citizens of this country. One person showed their military veteran identification and was still questioned anyway. People were fingerprinted. Pictures of their IDs and face were taken there. When I got this information, I was appalled.
The thing with a bunch of new parties is they're open to outside influence, especially when they're first in their growth, outside funding, outside government influence, foreign influence. That's kind of how the Green Party went. So yeah, it's kind of scary. That was word salad. Yeah, that was word salad for sure. Why are politicians doing more and more word salad? Because they can.
Upset, angry that this would happen here in this state, in this country, that this would be allowed. Since we said something about it, I convened my folks. I said, we can't just let this happen and not say anything, that we at least have to say something. And so we did, and here we are. And as a result of that, I've got a series of phone calls and emails that were not too nice. One of them says, oh, you're not going to stand idly by. These are dangerous rapists and murderers that the liberals in this country have protected far too long. You want to defy the federal government? F around and find out what will happen, you little whatever. The problem with this is that none of these people were rapists or murderers or criminals. The problem with it is that ICE went in there without a warrant. And we can disagree on politics. You can disagree with me about the role immigrants play in the economy of our community. You can disagree with me about the fact that most immigrants are not criminals. In fact, they are victims of violence in cities. We can disagree about whether you support mass deportation or not. But what we must agree on is that the thing that separates this country from many other countries around the world is the Constitution of the United States. Now, we can't quibble about the Fourth Amendment. We can't quibble about the 14th Amendment, that everybody has the right to due process, that we should be secure in our person, in our papers, in our property from undue search and seizure. Some smart men came up with this a long time ago, and now it's the constitutional laws that we live by, and nobody has the right to go around those laws, to disregard them. It's a slippery slope when we think it's okay to suspend the Constitution of the United States in order to make a political point or statement. That ICE response in their letter that they put out, they say, well, in a very cavalier way, these things happen. There will be some citizens who are going to ask for their ID and their paperwork. There are going to be some citizens who we stop and question. So then my response to that is, how do you determine who's undocumented and who's a criminal just by looking at them?
So this is Newark Mayor Ross Baraka. Apparently heavily armed U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents stormed a seafood distribution center in Newark, New Jersey Thursday, blocking exits and arresting 3 people without warrant.
And if we allow people to identify us or put us in categories of criminal or any other thing just by the way we look, then we're going back to a time that was very dangerous in this country, specifically for people that looked like me. I got a letter that said we should arrest the store owner. An email, we should arrest the store owner. I mean, this kind of talk in America is not democracy. This is not the Constitution. This is not a nation of laws. And these are people who say they want to uphold the law, uphold the Constitution, that they love this country. Well, what do you love about this country? The right for us to be secure in our papers. The right for us to have the freedom to practice any religion we want. The right for us to speak, right? The right for us to assemble. The right for us to protest. The right for us to speak any language that we want. This is what we love about this country, that we're not persecuted because of our background. We're not persecuted because who we are. We're not persecuted because what we believe or what we think. What we love about America is the Constitution, right? The Bill of Rights, the things that allow us to do what we're doing today. Say that we want to protect folks in our community, our neighbors, and our family members. That we have a right to protect them, and we will protect them. And I don't care if you write 1,000 terrible emails or call me all day, every day. The fact of the matter is, we believe in democracy in Newark, New Jersey, and we're going to stand on democracy here, and we're going to fight for all of our residents in this city. No matter what that looks like for us. So there's a whole host of people that is supposed to speak today.
I was just checking the comments on this. Some guy says bluegrass, or his name is Bluegrass and Sad Songs. Arresting people at work and school. Yeah, right. Where criminals hang out. This must stop. Thank you for standing up.
Mayor, we need the Immigrant Trust Act.
Detained without cause is kidnapping.
We can do that in Newark, but the rest of the state needs it. We need the Immigrant Trust Act. Where's Governor Murphy? Where is Governor Murphy? We need the Immigrant Trust Act now. It's the only thing that's going to protect our people from this happening further.
So they're talking about the Immigrant Trust Act in New Jersey, asking where the governor is. Excuse me.
I appreciate the passion and the anger, and you should be passionate and angry. Let us get through this press conference and the steps that we need to take further. We will definitely convene and talk about what we need to do outside of us being in this room today. I'm looking for the run of show here. Okay, sorry.
Kind of feels like the time for talk is over.
So first, remarks, New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice, Executive Director Amy Torres. Thank you.
I don't know how many people in the room have had the privilege and the pain of having to speak right after Mayor Ras Baraka, but it's not very easy. My name is Amy Torres. I'm the Executive Director with New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice. We are the state's largest immigration coalition. We are the state's largest immigration coalition in a state that has one of the largest immigrant populations in the country. If you are a member of the Alliance or you are affiliated with us some way, can I hear your voice right now? And it's because of the power and the strength of this coalition that folks were on the ground yesterday. I want to tell you a little bit about what happened. The Alliance works on policies that empower and protect immigrant communities. And when we're not fighting for additional protections to keep those communities safe, we are out in the community every single day, making sure that people are educated and empowered about the rights and protections that they do have. So imagine my surprise, since the election, the Alliance's Know Your Rights work has gone into overdrive. Since January alone, we've provided almost 100 hours of Know Your Rights activities
I'll catch you later, Salt.
in Newark and across the state. Our online engagement for Know Your Rights materials is up over 107.
Numpty Bumpty says, could the USA break up if Trump runs again? It will. It will. That will be the end. 100%.
70%. We have an entire storage closet of Know Your Rights cards.
Thank God for the California National Guard. I'm glad I live here. I feel very safe.
That now sits empty. The demand has been there, and we knew that it was going to happen. This is one of those bitter, I told you so moments. Yesterday, you can imagine my surprise. I got a call from our Know Your Rights coordinator, Dante. I was not expecting to hear from him because I knew that he had a scheduled Know Your Rights training in Newark. Dante got a call from an organization that he had just trained and met with earlier this month, and an organizer said, I just got a call that there's an active worksite raid in Newark. We need all hands on deck. People don't know what to do, and they're scared. Immediately, we went into rapid response. That meant calling detention and deportation defense lawyers through AFSC to make sure we had an attorney on the ground. It meant notifying the ACLU to make sure that people's civil liberties were protected. And it meant bringing translated materials, interpreters on the ground to make sure that people knew what was going on and that they were safe. We dropped everything we were doing, and we happened to get there just as ICE officers were leaving. Imagine what it looks like to walk into a work site that has a customer-facing storefront, floor-to-ceiling materials, products, displays, no one in that storefront except a single cashier, no one stocking the shelves, not a single customer in the aisle, and attached to it a distribution facility in a warehouse, aisles further than you can see, and about 10 people within view. This is a work site that employs about 80 to 90 people per day. We got there were 12. By the time we left hours later, 3 people had come back, there were 15 people total. People are scared. We knew this was going to happen. And what we learned from folks that stayed behind was that ICE walked in like it was their empire's own conquered land. They were heavily armed. There was no prior announcement. They were blocking off.
It'd be interesting to do a segment to see where these ICE guys come from. If they're like washed up cops that got fired from little frickin' district or little towns for doing stupid shit like stealing or coming to work drunk.
Entrances and exits. They were scrambling up delivery ramps. They were banging down bathroom doors to make sure no one was hiding inside. And most importantly, as the mayor said, they did all of this without being unable to produce a single name or a single warrant. As you've heard by now, there were arrests, there were interrogations. In ICE's words, this wasn't a raid. You can look at their public remarks. They called this a targeted operation. This type of sterile language suggests that there was some deep intel and prior investigation, that it was a really targeted approach. There wasn't supposed to be any collateral damage. If this is such a sterile and targeted operation, why was a U.S. citizen interrogated? Why was a military veteran's credential and honor called into question? I'll tell you how something like this happens. ICE lies. This is an agency that was created in a post-9/11 period of rampant nationalism. They use fear and racism to justify their presence, to justify their profiling, and to justify their power grabs. These officers came in with guns and started getting into people's faces. They were terrified, as you would.
Have you guys been watching some of these ICE raids other than on here? I don't know if we've covered enough of it. We'll go through some later on. He's got your little puss boy paranoids. Like they got their hands on their sidearms. They got frickin' low ready ARs, just little puss boys.
Would be too. One thing that we must keep in mind this week, more importantly than ever, this hell of a long week, we have heard on the campaign trail that we're only going after the bad folks. We're only going after the illegal ones. But what we need to remember is those pathways that used to exist for someone's great-grandma, someone's old uncle, those no longer exist. Those pathways are now illegal. In fact, pathways that were legal on Sunday, like asylum, the
Cypher says ICE equals Gestapo, facts.
refugee resettlement program, DACA, TPS, legal a few days ago, illegal today. And what the mayor is saying is exactly right. ICE has overreached beyond what should be constitutionally allowed, that is allowing them to profile our communities while also making everyone else guilty by association. If they can't deport and physically detain you, they want to detain you into the isolation of your own home so that you're disenrolling your kid from school. So that when you are sick or having a health emergency, you're too scared to go to the doctor. When your wages are being withheld from you, when your landlord is refusing to turn on the heat, you say nothing because, God forbid, that should put you on ICE's radar. In a lot of ways, we're lucky this happened in Newark. Our provider network is deeply resourced here. We have allies in local government. We have allies in the council, in the state legislature, and in our federal delegation here in Newark. That doesn't exist in other corners of the state. We don't know where else this is happening. But one thing that we do know is there's a bill in the legislature gathering dust that would provide the necessary protections so that folks don't feel detained in their own homes.
That's a very unknown fact that she was covering there, is that, like she was saying, like, it's to protect people. Like, immigrants over here, if they come here for work, now they are susceptible to the person that they are working for ripping them off for their paychecks and threatening to call ICE on them. 100% that happens. It's happened in my local area here. We have wine vineyards and pear orchards. 100% this has happened. I've heard cases of people going and working out fields and they disappeared. They never got paid and they disappeared. So, yeah, a lot going on there. Man, I guess we'll get into some more of it. Yeah, let's just go down the line. We're going to jump all over the place. We're going to go into immigration. We're going to go into militias. Yeah, here's some militia stuff going on.
These aren't police officers or soldiers.
We're business owners, we're fathers, we're sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
You guys hear that? Are things going to escalate? Have you tried peace? Boy. He's like, I've never felt safer.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, our emphasis on de-escalation and public...
You got Nazis in your town. Have you tried peace? What if you escalate things with the gun?
Public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved. But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community,
stand up,
is not backing down. These aren't police officers.
Sorry, guys. I was just texting. I got an update. Okay. Yeah, it just got announced that Georgie is indeed into our fundraising campaign for Car for Ukraine. Just let me reply real quick. Sorry, I'm talking to Claire. Looks like he's going to be doing a specialty role in it because he's got such a big platform. GG's. Georgie in the house. Ukraine matters, man. God, wouldn't that be cool to be have him on an interview or something. Georgie, if you by some chance run into me on our communication link or whatever, I would love to do a quick interview with you. Let's see where we're at. 51 donations. Words are hard. Blech. 3,385. Have we updated this? Still at 51. So running flat right now, guys. It is what it is. If you guys can help, please help. $5 is not too little. That's a cup of coffee in the morning. But it's a great campaign. I'm super stoked to be a part of this. We need, Canty and I need to finish our own truck. Like I said, we have such small little platform. It's tiny. All right, we got like 1,100 subs between the two of us. Most of us sub to each other, you know. But if you guys could share it out, get it out there, promote the fundraiser. I threw the link in the chat. It's pinned to the top. Let's see what else we got. Here, I'll throw it in one more time. $5 is not too little. I will beg, borrow, and do whatever it takes to get this closed. We are at 3rd place right now, with some big names. Mercado, Suchabimus, Rick the Ukrainian, Silicon Curtain, Shills, PSO1, Laserpig, ATP Geopolitics, Rudy Acosta, Baba Yaga, Ukraine Matters, War Translated, Tanya Fiona, Eric. They're all in the house. All in the house. This is a big one. Georgie's joining should help. He has a large group of peoples. Yes, he does. Yes. And we need some help. We got some goose eggs still here, don't we? No, everybody's out of the goose eggs. Cool. But we need more. More is better. I'm grinding for it, guys. I'm grinding. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So we got militias happening to fight the Nazi movement. That's cool. What do we got here?
Sounds very benign. This is an authoritarian takeover of our country.
Okay, so this is Pinellas County, Florida Town Hall with U.S. Rep. Eric Swalwell, a former GOP Rep. David Jolly. Okay, where's Rep. Luna?
So I don't want to hear constitutional crisis. This is an emergency. And to me, all the things you're mentioning, they sound great in a normal situation. Let's elect people, let's do that. Of course we're going to do that. But we need to think outside the box. Donald Trump is counting on you thinking inside the box. He's hoping we don't think outside the box and we do the normal things. And I want to say, Eric, are you asking for Chuck Schumer to step down so we can get new leadership in there? AOC needs to be in the House. We need new leadership. And I also want to say,
Chuck Schumer is a fucking traitor to his party. Straight up.
Those problems, Donald Trump is about to defy the courts. He's already done it. Soon he's going to defy the Supreme Court. That's the plan we need. What are we going to do to enforce? And the operative word is enforce the Supreme Court of this land, and we got to think outside the box. Thank you.
I like how she put that outside the box. Everything I say when I try to formulate what we should be doing sounds very militant.
You showed up today. You keep showing up. You're showing fight. My colleagues have to show fight. My colleagues have to show the fight that you're showing. I'm all in. I've got a loss. I've got the only lawsuit that's left against Donald Trump. There's only one that's left. It's me and the January 6th cops. That's it. I testify. I'm the only member who testified in Colorado to keep him off the ballot because he committed insurrection. So, yeah, I'm all in. But I'm telling you, the divide in our party right now is not left versus center left. It's old tactics versus new tactics. Old tactics ain't cutting it. Old tactics ain't cutting it. So what I'm suggesting to you is we need to be more public, we need to be louder, and we need to be everywhere. That will get their attention in the interim, as I said, as we see these speed bumps in the courts and we build toward the midterms, but we can't be quiet. They're counting on us to shrink, they're counting on us to shrink, and they're counting on us to hide under the bed. What we saw in the Senate was shrinking and hiding under the bed. The reason that you do not give them longer than 30 days is not to negotiate a bipartisan agreement. That's what Schumer said. He said we should give them at least 30 days so we can negotiate a bipartisan agreement. No, you give them 30 days because you can't trust them. You give them 30 days at a time because you don't trust that they're going to honor the spending that protects us from bird flu. When they get rid of bird flu monitors, firing nuclear scientists, firing FBI agents when we started the year with the terrorist attack, getting rid of CDC scientists as measles rages. I don't trust these guys for longer than 30 days. That process argument was bullshit, and it didn't connect, and it's not the message that we want. We should have been socializing this earlier. And by the way, anyone who said, Democrats, are you willing to shut down the government? Bullshit. They have already shut it down. They already shut it down. We shouldn't have known that.
We're tariffing ourselves with Venezuelan oil now. That's fucking hot. God. All right. Hey, I know we've seen this before, Dropkick Murphys, but this is a different angle, so I'm doing it again.
The reason we speak out, we don't care if we lose fans, because when history's said and done, we want it known that Dropkick Murphys stood with the people, we stood with the workers. Okay? And it's all a fucking scam, guys, okay? I want to propose, in the name of decency and fairness, sir, I'd like to propose a friendly wager. You can't
Somebody get this guy a NAFO fella, please.
Lose this wager. Would you, in the name of dialogue and discourse, and I appreciate you being here, would you agree to a friendly wager? He says sure. That's a good sport. Well, first of all, do you support American workers? Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. So, and do you support American businesses? Obviously. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys are aware, because we don't go around fucking bragging about it, but Dropkick Murphys always sells proudly made in America merchandise only. And here's the bet I'd like to make. If you lose the bet, we switch shirts, okay? If you win the bet, I give you $100 and the shirts, right? That's why I said you can't lose, right? All right, Matt, can we get a little drum roll, please? This is fucking high drama here. American made, sir, could you both turn backwards? Don't worry, no one's gonna, he just needs to check your tags on your shirt and your hat. Just need to see where they're made. No, the MAGA shirt, let's see where that's made. It's made in Nicaragua!
Do we have a tariff on MAGA shirts?
So, he is a good sport. He's taking the shirt off. We're taking crime off the streets. God bless your fucking heart. That's a good sport. You get one proudly made in America Dropkick Murphy shirt.
Dropkick Murphys holding it down. Tariffing MAGA shirts now. I love this country. God bless America.
Are you?
This is Wisconsin Capitol. Wisconsin and Capitol. Good stuff happening, guys. Stuff they're not showing you on the regular news. Please hit that like and subscribe. Share it out. Notification bell. All that jazz. After the stream is over, if you could leave a comment, that would help a lot in the algorithm. I usually just end up dealing with trolls, and I don't see a lot of you guys in there. Some of you are just religious about it, but it really does help. I really need to grow the platform. We need to spread out, especially with fundraisers of this size, so we're just not leeching off of each other, right? So we need to get it out there. We need to get more people involved. This is huge, guys. 220,000 euro fundraiser. We need to keep going. We need to expand. We're going to grow. The Chungus will grow.
This was a very powerful moment.
All references to the Navajo code talkers during World War II on Pentagon websites have been deleted, Ken Patterson says. It doesn't surprise me at all. So many veterans are native too. I live on, this is native land where I'm at. This is where I am on native land. I'm not on the res, but I am on native land where I am. Everywhere. Tribes everywhere. And there's patriots out there, man. Not just to their tribe, to the United States. Cypher says they have been restored per NPR. The fact that they even got taken down and tried to erase it is wild. Wild. I bet the acoustics in that room sound so crazy good.
We are still here.
All right. Well,
This was a very...
That's some powerful stuff. That's Madison, Wisconsin right there, folks. Madison, Wisconsin. Native tribes coming out.
If the Trump administration wanted my vote, they should have come and we should have gone into a negotiation. But I'm not going to vote against the interests of Arizona just because the president is putting me and trying to give me no choice.
This is Senator Ruben Gallego, Democrat from Arizona, on Thursday explained why there's no way he could vote for the House GOP funding bill that would avoid a government shutdown. He blamed the president for Trump.
And if it results in the government shutting down?
This is the decision of Donald Trump. He knew that he needed our votes, and there is no way that I'm going to vote against the best interests of Arizonans, against veterans, when he's already acting in such a chaotic manner, arbitrarily firing people, cutting up veteran contracts.
Yeah, DM it to me on Discord.
This is his shutdown. If he wants, then he should come and negotiate with us. But I'm not going to vote against the best interests of Arizonans, so the president can just have his way.
So you don't think Democrats would pay a price here?
I know who will pay a price, and that's Arizona. I don't know how I can look and go to Pine Top, Arizona, and tell them we don't have the wildland firefighters because I voted for a budget because I had no choice. I don't know how I can go to parts of Arizona that are going to be potentially affected by massive brush fires and say there is no...
Info Rabbit says, my great-great-grandmother was the Cree Nation. I'm actually native Laplander Eskimo from Finland. We were reindeer herders.
Money for FEMA because I had to vote for this budget. I don't know how I could go to the veterans community and say I voted for $1 billion cut because I had to vote for this budget. This is Donald Trump's decision. I need to worry about Arizona. and I'm not going to worry about the politics of either party. If the Trump administration...
All right, let's see what else we got here. I don't know what percentage, but I tracked back my genealogy and it went far. It was deep Finnish culture, like deep. I went all the way back to like the 1600s in Finland and found some straight native. All of a sudden the names changed from like your Hackala, Backala, Fackala, Tackala, Jackala into some native names. It was pretty cool to be able to go back that far. We already watched this guy. Hold on. Next. Where are we going? Skibbity. Oh my god, this is my girl. All right, I'm trying to invite her onto the live stream. I absolutely am in love with her. If you're out there, I love you.
Unhinged MAGA Threads, Part 2. The biggest threat to America isn't China or Russia. It's the Democratic Party. Absolutely so sad how ugly they are. They might wake up when the hanging starts. Get on it. Start with Nancy P. and A. Shift. That will be a wake up for our country. No one has ever paid for their crimes. Yep, toxic and cancerous. Evil reprobate minds spoken of in the Bible. We are in the end times, people, and you better know Jesus because he is returning for believers very soon before the wrath of God is unleashed. They're not working for us. They're working for other countries because they're feeding their pockets. Personally, they all need to be charged and put in prison for life and all their money given back to the people. He's chasing down the scum who hate America or are happy stealing from the taxpayers. Treason is punishable by death. Absolutely correct. They are the party of hate and separation. They thrive on made-up hate. They push their policies on made-up hate. They separate us with made hate. No country has hurt this nation as bad as the Democratic Party has. Hell yes, throw them under the jail. Yes, my question needs to be answered. Why are all Democrats all multimillionaires? They definitely need to be investigated and put in jail.
Any Democrats out there, multimillionaires in the chat? If you are, please donate to my fundraiser, Car for Ukraine.
I almost forgot these two. Truly, they are not very smart, but many of them can easily be led to violence, and that makes them a serious problem. Their leaders must call for order, not violence. I support and pray for all those who are on Trump's team. The Democrats are a vicious bunch of people. Let me know in the comments the most unhinged MAGA statement you've ever seen.
Jessica Eubanks, please come to my channel. I want to interview you so bad. You're the most amazing human being I've ever watched on TikTok. Thank you. Next, where are we? We are headed to, looks like a big protest. This is Berlin. Berlin's out on the streets. Berlin, check it into the chat. Cape Cod National Seashore. What's going on here?
We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover.
All right. We're not going to play that. Cape Cod National Seashore. I don't mind getting copyrighted. I just don't want to get super overdosed copyrighted because I don't want to get my stream taken down again. Ooh, I see Ukrainian flags out there. Cape Cod National Seashore. I see American flags. I see protest signs. It's all mixing together, guys. What do we got here? Protesters at Trump rally against Trump. Protesters rally against Trump administration. This is Washington Square Park. This is in February. This is just a different drone footage. We've already seen that. What's this? What's this? This is no tags on direct references for a reason. Typos are intentional. You have to seek it out. Resistance will not be fed to us. And the Revolve lotion will not be televised. Okay, that's very unhinged, but okay. Well, it's happening, so if it's being suppressed, maybe it's not so unhinged. Maybe not. Maybe it's time to think a little conspiratorial. Nebraska GOP hall heats up over Trump policies. Did we see this already? I think we saw that already. Canada calls snap election PA. Oh, yeah, check this out.
I've just requested that the Governor General dissolve Parliament and call an election for April 28th. And she has agreed. We are facing the most significant crisis of our lifetimes because of President Trump's unjustified trade actions and his threats to our sovereignty. President Trump claims that Canada isn't a real country. He wants to break us so America can own us. We will not let that happen. We're over the shock of the betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
Man, scary times. Is that all Trump sees Canada as a stepping stone to like the Arctic, an Arctic seizure between us and Russia? That's what it feels like.
Listen to me, everybody. I want everybody here, if you have an extra hand, everybody here who has an extra hand, I want you to pull your phone out now and start recording. And when we get done today, before you go to bed tonight, I want you to upload it to every social media platform you can find. YouTube, you can push the YouTube link to Blue Sky. You can go straight to Instagram. You can go straight to Facebook. Every platform that you can put a video on, I want you to put this video on it. All right? Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
This country was built on stolen land by enslaved people. Black people built this country. Black people can save this country. The immigrants, the veterans that are here today fought for and defended this country. The veterans that are here today can save this country. Donald Trump is a Russian asset. There is no fucking gray area. And if you think there is, you're not using your brain matter. Listen to me, the message to the media. We have had nationwide protests in every state capital in this already great nation. And you have ignored them. So even if you're ignoring me now, the people in front of me are not. They all have their cameras out, and they're all going to post this. So are you? You've been ignoring nationwide protests from small towns to national parks. You've been ignoring us. So now we're at your front door. Ignore us now, you fucking cowards.
I think that's the guy I played in my entry. It looks, yeah, I bet his hat, I think it says my grandpa killed Nazis.
To our Congress members, either draw a vertebra in your back or get the fuck out of the way. Holding a sign is not enough, Congress. Standing up is not enough, Congress. Wearing a different shirt is not enough, Congress. Stand up, speak up, and show up or get the fuck out of the way. And pray that you don't have to find that out.
I love this guy's energy. I want to see this in our politicians. I want to see them push against the current administration with this energy, this vibe. This is everything that's inside of me right now.
I'm going to say it again. I said it yesterday. But I want Jesse Waters kissing in his pants and picking out his blinds. I want him to hear me say it to his face. You're weak. You're soft. You're flabby. You're pencil on pussy. You're a country club fascist. You're not tough. You're not an alpha. Jesse Waters, dear Jesse Waters, dear puppy dog cheek baby face Jesse Waters, just like your mommy, I am fucking disappointed in you. And to NBC, stop bending your knee to fascists. Stop firing the best anchors on your networks. And to everyone in this country, elect Rachel Maddow as president. Fox News isn't just disinformation. It is literal Russian disinformation. And to the MAGA cult cuck simpleton clowns that think you're a tough guy, there's nothing tough about sucking Russian dicks. I'm sorry. So I'm going to say it again. Alone, each of us are nothing. I love you. You're great. I love your art. I love your painting. I love your song. We love you. I love your family. I love your house. But alone, you're right. You don't matter alone. You don't. And neither do I. Alone, we are a drop of water. Together, we are a flood. And we will... wearing, draft dodging, bone tiny-handed simpleton in the White House to the pedophile Russian traitor in the White House. You are not tough. You are small. Weak men pretend to be strong because control over others is weakness disguised as strength. And we see right through it. And to every American watching this, hear this. Fascists feed on fear. Use your voice. Put a sign in your yard. Post on social media. Fascists feed on fear. Starve them. Fascists feed on fear. Starve them. Look at this big puff rock little pussy over here. Fascists feed on fear. Starve them. Let's face Fox News again, and let's make more noise than they've ever heard in their lives.
Based as fuck. No, I'm not a... Yes, I want to share it out. God. All right, where are we? All right, next. What we got next? What's this?
Their fellow Americans
Oh, yeah. People are commenting, this is so fake.
down so that they can get ahead or feel better about themselves. Those folks might best find a home somewhere else. Because in this house,
This is an AOC rally. People are commenting that it was so fake.
we stand together. Because here we know that together, without exception, is the only way that we can win. I hope you see that this movement is not about partisan labels or purity tests, but it's about class solidarity. It's about the thousands of you who came out today to stand together and say our lives deserve dignity and our work deserves respect.
We need to change our language. I like that. Class solidarity. This is a class warfare. We are in class warfare and we're getting our asses handed to us. So the language probably needs to reflect that. I 100% agree with AOC on this.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we are here today to make a sacred promise to each other. Because our goal is not just to come together, share a few inspiring words, and then go back to how things were. We can't go back to how things were. They're
AOC campaigning. What do we got over here? Oh, yeah. So Glenn Youngkin, I think I got a few videos on him. He's getting swarmed by people. He is a governor, I believe, of, I can't remember where. Can someone look that up? I'm going to eat this Ukrainian chocolate real quick. Richard Don Quixote says, remember, it was the solidarity movement in Poland that toppled the communist government there. Good call out. Good call out. All right, what we got next? We'll do one more.
Unhinged MAGA threads, part 4. Breaking. Trump hit the highest approval rating he has ever had as president, and the most Americans say the country is on the right track since 2004. He's my president! Glory be! Praise the Lord! We finally have a real leadership in D.C. Agree. Yes, the best president we ever had, we won. MAGA! Amen! Yes, yes, yes! Finally have a president for America, not just an office to abuse it. He, doing a great job. Winning. Make America great again. And lamestream media is trying to tell us that we, the people that elected President Trump, we now have buyer's remorse. And the numbers are tanking. I think the FCC should require these stations to post disclaimers before and during their show that states, this is a satire program strictly for your entertainment and not to be taken seriously.
I can't tell you how many times I post something that's complete satire online and I have to put a disclaimer for all these fucking idiots out there that can't tell that I'm joking.
Yet the liberal news says... God damn it. Yeah.
I started doing like disclaimers. Warning, satire. If this warning was for you, this joke is for you as well.
Yet the liberal news says he has the lowest rating ever of any president ever. Wrong! Keep praying to keep President Trump, VP JD Vance, and Mr. Elon Musk safe. There are a lot of idiots out there, especially Democrats. Trump is God. Totally agree. The only ones that do not agree are not intelligent and are very uninformed. Trump and Musk are kicking some corrupt ass. Live, love, love it. That's all for today, folks. Unhinged MAGA thread.
Oh man, what an amazing human. What do we got here? Bernie crowd, 34,000 in Denver. America is pissed. America, I pissed?
Imagine there's no heaven.
Imagine muting that song. All right, it's a big crowd. What do we got? We already did that. We already did that. No. Oh, no. Well, we're still going. I don't know where this is. Oh, this is Sacramento. Duh. Oh, it looks like there was a rally at the actual So there's a Capitol Museum, and then there's the actual Capitol building. This looks like the business district, the actual Capitol building. No. That's actually, that looks right down. That looks right down from the Capitol Museum building. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, I see the crane in the background. There's the building right there. Yeah, there it is. I'm blind today. That's where I will be today at 6 p.m. with the Ukrainian Rally. You're more than welcome to come join and meet some wonderful people from the Sunflower Society. But this happened on March 4th, and there's more 501s going on as well. So yeah, come down and join. This isn't how it's going to be today. We're going to have a Ukrainian rally over here, call some politicians, talk about genocide, show support. It's not going to be a giant protest like this. It's not a protest. It's a rally. Cool to see though. Sacktown in the house. Outside Tesla store in New York, March 22nd. Okay, that's kind of weird, but all right. I'm with it. Here we got some ice raids.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Call them. Go check them out for warnings.
Isis, can you go live?
Where's the warrant, man? Who's the leader? Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Who's in
Keep your head on a swivel.
charge, man? You guys treating us like criminals, man. Who's in charge? Who's in charge, man?
This is a family member speaking out against, excuse me, an ICE operation in Northwest Phoenix on Sunday. Blah, 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 blah. Where'd I go? Calling it an unnecessary use of force that involved an armored vehicle, flashbang grenades, and several dozen ICE agents and police dressed in military-style gear to arrest a single person, a 61-year-old man in poor health. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Bro, you guys are acting like we're terrorists. What is this what you guys do?
Look, he's ready. What a fucking loser.
That's my father, man. My wife is in there, man.
I need you to back up, please, sir.
I am backed up. I haven't moved, bro.
That's some pussy ass shit if I've ever seen it. What a bunch of sissies. So is that what they do? ICE comes in and they grab local cops, come in and do some stupid shit?
Do you know what you would do if ICE officers come to your place of employment? First, if you're the employer, you say, I am the employer. You cannot go to any area without my permission. This is a private workplace. If ICE continues to try to enter into your workplace, you say this: do you have a judicial warrant? Because if not, you are violating my rights. Encourage your staff, if they don't have a judicial warrant, to take videos of them violating your rights. If ICE tries to ask your employees questions, they don't have to answer. They can keep quiet. After ICE leaves, write down everything that happens. Your memory is short. Your employees should not panic. If they feel threatened, they can try to calmly leave without running away. And as long as nobody stops them, let them walk out the door. If they're stopped, they have the right to remain silent as well. If they are asked to stand in a group by immigration status, they should just stand randomly. They don't have to show any identification documentation. And all they should say is, I want to speak to my lawyer.
All right, good tips coming in case you get raided. What we got here?
I do not give you any permission to enter my home.
So agents came to this family's door and this young woman decided to record the interaction. Let's go.
Home based on my Fourth Amendment rights.
That's Jasmine recording from her home in Escondido as she reads her rights to federal immigration agents at her door.
I do not wish to speak with you. Answer your questions or sign your hand. You any documents based on.
They are out there protesting. Latinos everywhere. LA, they were shutting down freeways. It's happening. They're not showing any of this stuff on the mainstream news. Obviously, none. They're not airing any of this stuff anywhere. You get little reports like this, but for the actual protests, they're happening everywhere.
My Fifth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution.
Jasmine says they were looking for her uncle, who wasn't home. She says he is undocumented, but has no criminal history. She says she and most of her family in the home are U.S. citizens.
He was like, oh, if you guys don't come out in 5 minutes, we're taking all of you guys.
For her safety, she asked that we not show her face. Jasmine says after a few minutes, the agents went to their car and returned with...
What the fuck is that? Well, they scribbled that shit out?
This paper, an ICE administrative warrant. But she knew they can't come in without a warrant that's signed by a judge.
You have a warrant.
Yeah, what's not a problem if you guys don't
Okay, we don't want to talk.
So they tried to fake having a warrant, thinking they could fool her, hand it to her with no judge's signature. That's a criminal act right there.
They thought that we were going to open the door for them, but no, like, you know, we have our rights too, like, we know what to do.
Jasmine says she was glad she was home to hit record and to help protect her family.
It was really scary. And me, like, reading my rights to them, like, it just, like I was shaking in the video when I was reading it to them.
This is just one of several reports of stepped-up immigration enforcement since President Donald Trump took office.
Well, there it is. It's going down, guys. They're not playing by the rules.
We're citizens. I don't have to show you proof.
That was my question.
Yeah, I'm citizen.
You're a U.S. citizen. Where are you from?
From the U.S.
Well, the United States, dog.
The United States, I told you.
Yeah, well, I'm just...
You just what? You need to prove to me that... No, I
don't
need to prove to me. Tell you that we're from here.
I'm a United States citizen, just to clarify. Born and raised, El Paso, Texas.
Technology now, huh?
Right.
I just get it.
Sonríe, güey.
Michael Russo says no habla. No habla.
We have some big news right now. NBC News has confirmed that as part of Donald Trump's mass deportation raids, ICE agents have snagged American citizens along with Native Americans, and racial profiling fears are growing because of it. According to NBC News,
Why are they wearing masks? Because they're pussies.
Navajo Nation
And they know what they're doing is criminal.
has been flooded with calls from tribal members living off reservation, with many saying that they have been questioned as part of ICE raids. Navajo Nation citizens are American citizens. And the Navajo president has even confirmed that there have been negative and sometimes traumatizing encounters between ICE and Navajo Nation citizens. In Newark, a U.S. military veteran who's an American citizen was detained for a period of time because of an ICE raid. In New York, a warehouse manager who's a U.S. citizen has been detained for a period of time. With more raids to come, this will likely only increase. If you're watching this video and you are fearful, carry your identification with you and go to the ACLU's website to learn more about what you can do if an ICE agent does.
Welcome to the party.
You are a U.S. citizen, for example. As always, comment below your thoughts.
I want to see Navajo police go out and start IDing ICE and make sure that they're from this country, because I feel like they have more right to do that.
Spread the word and follow along on here and on my other social platforms.
I feel like the Native Americans here have more of a right to ask for identification for half these dudes walking around like Nazi Gestapo bastards.
Community support has been pouring in.
I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna let this play. This is a good one.
They're the owners of a beloved family restaurant in Haddon Township called Jersey Kebab. But more than 24 hours ago, they got an unexpected visit from Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. Our Jennifer Lee is live in Haddon Township, where the business is closed today, Jen. But loyal customers, they are stepping up in a big way for this family, and they're outraged as well.
Yes, absolutely. The husband and wife who own Jersey Kebab right over my shoulder here at the corner here in Haddon Township, they were taken in by ICE yesterday. The business, as you mentioned, Sheba, is closed today, and you can see there are several people standing outside. One of them at the center in that group is the couple's oldest son, Mohammed Eminet, and he helps the family run this business here. And we've been seeing customers stopping by all day to offer the family support, also expressing just how upset they are. And, you know, just a few minutes ago, I even saw one of the customers here offering the oldest son a big hug. So a lot of people in this community are now standing up for this family.
When it happened yesterday, I was so sad.
Jalal Eminet was released from ICE custody with a GPS ankle monitor, but his wife Emine was detained. The couple has 4 children together. One of them is autistic and highly dependent on his mother.
She's the main person in our family. Without her, we cannot handle this family.
The couple owns Jersey Kebab in Haddon Township. Ever since opening in 2021, they've offered free food to those who can't afford it. Many customers stop by to show support and express outrage.
They're just great people. It's great food. It's a travesty what happened to them. Really, I'm disgusted with it, and so is a lot of the other neighbors.
Jalal says the surprise visit from ICE officers happened Tuesday morning at Jersey Kebab. The couple applied for green card status and have been waiting for a decision since 2016. ICE officers initially told Jalal and his wife to go with them to update the couple's case file. But now the husband and wife have court dates in the coming weeks.
And what happened, you know, I paid.
How much do you want to bet this was a competitor's decision to call ICE on them? I bet you anything. I bet you anything another restaurant in the area said, you know what? I know how to take him out.
Access, they can check it out my file. You know, I am a very open person. And we have no criminal record, anything.
A family friend started this GoFundMe, and in just 24 hours, it has raised over $100,000 to help cover legal fees and support income while the restaurant remains closed. Haddon Township Mayor Randall Teague says Jersey Kebab has been a pillar in the community, saying, quote, the family's contributions from participating in Toys for Tots drives to organizing community food drives have left a lasting impact on our community. We deeply empathize with the family's pain and are committed to doing everything we can to support them during this challenging time.
And a lot of people are reaching out to see how they can support, what they can do, writing letters of support. It just shows, you know, the character.
Richard Don Quixote says, trust me, you can be white, and if you have a tattoo that ICE or CBP sees, they will pull you aside and video your tattoos. I had it happen to me in 2019 coming back to the U.S. from Canada. It's the blah. Wow, wild.
Character of this family, and that they are hopefully going to pass through this ordeal.
We share everything with people. They know us. You know, we offer free food every day. All the people, we are very open heart.
And we've reached out to ICE. We've also reached out to U.S. Immigration, Citizenship and Immigration Services, and also Congressman Donald Norcross's office, who say they're in direct touch with the family and have also reached out to the appropriate federal agencies. Now, Jalal says that his wife, Emine, is being held at the Elizabeth Detention Facility right now, and they have not heard from her since the incident yesterday. So they are just heartbroken over everything that is happening here. And we did interview the oldest son, Mohammed, who is standing outside the family business that is closed, and we'll have that interview coming up later tonight on Fox 29. Sheba?
All right, Jennifer, thank you for bringing us this story from
Shiba Inu, thank you for that coverage. They're after the kebabs. They're after the falafels. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
I do not wish it upon anyone.
Jasmine Mooney is home after U.S. ICE detained her when she reapplied for her work visa. She's Canadian citizen.
regret going across the border?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, if I knew that was even a possibility, like even a possibility that could happen, I would have never in a million years gone there. Like, I'm telling you, from the second I got there to now, like, I can't even process what just happened because there was no heads up. Next thing you know, I'm taken, and for 2 weeks haven't been told anything, moved in different cells, sleeping on cement, sleeping in different jail cells. What I was told was I should have applied through the consulate, and because of my situation, they had to send me back to Canada. They said, you're not in trouble, you're not a criminal, you didn't do anything wrong. And then I sat down and I was looking to book flights home, because that's what I assumed that I was supposed to do, that I would just show them that I'm going home, and then next thing you know, I was taken. My entire experience, everyone in there was like, as soon as I would speak, they're like, whoa, wait, where are you from? I'm like, Canada. They're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I don't know. Everyone thought I was from Russia. It was hilarious. So I just spent the rest of my time trying to console and help as many women as I could, because there were there was one girl that was in there for 10 months.
Ken Patterson says, Chungus with a good point. Competitive as food trucks and restaurants are, I could see this happening more. I've seen this happen firsthand. We had at one of my businesses I was at, we were doing a fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network, and one of the local food trucks decided to call the health department on us because we didn't have a permit to donate cheeseburgers we were making to Children's Miracle Network, and was pissed off because we didn't go through them. And then toted about it, blocked everybody online, and that's how extreme they are. We're taken away from their livelihood by donating to Children's Miracle Network.
So 2 weeks compared to 10 months, how am I supposed to complain about anything, right?
Dude, like, kept most of the money anyways when we did use them. Absolutely scandalous.
I do not.
Scandalous.
A police car.
U.S. citizen who says he was arrested by ICE says he's questioning his vote for Trump. Well, yeah, you think so?
Behind me, put the lights on, so I stepped on the side, right, to let him pass through, but it didn't happen. So he just parked in front of my car, the other one parked behind me, and they just got out of the car with the guns in the hands and say, turn off the car, give me the keys, open the window. And at this point, they didn't ask me for any ID. I was telling the officer if I can give him the ID, but he said that just keep my hands up, not moving. After that, he told me to get out of the car, and then he put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, how did I get into this country? And if I was waiting for court or if I have any case. And he looked at his other partner like, you know, smiling, like saying, can you believe this guy? At this point, I was with handcuffs sitting on the sidewalk. And then he took my ID and saw that it was a real ID. The other guy said, take the handcuffs off, take the handcuffs off. I was Trump supporter. I voted for Trump last elections, but because I thought it was going to be the things, you know, like be pointless, like just go against criminals, not every illegal look. I mean, Spanish.
What this guy failed to realize is that everybody who is not white and Republican is the criminal to Trump.
Looking like that, they will assume we are illegals.
Anybody who isn't a billionaire or a millionaire isn't illegal to Trump.
That's what they're doing now. They're just following Hispanic people looking like, because they didn't ask me for anything.
Literally, this country is turning into a billionaire's playground. They're just going to do whatever the fuck they want. Pedophilia is probably going to be normalized. You're probably going to see public executions soon.
Yeah, then I'm thinking we colonize Mars. Ha ha.
You know, you're so smart, Elon. Good boy.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, guys?
Excuse me, can we help you, amphibious-looking man?
I was just thinking it would be super cool if we all hung out and chilled. Yeah, just ignore him. He'll get scared and run away.
My computer's working just fine, thank you. I don't remember calling the Geek Squad.
Come on, let me hang. I can be pretty cool and fun. Give him this.
Here you go, little fella, now run off.
Thank you, but I don't want sauce. I want to chill with you guys. Mm-hmm, yeah, sure, Zuck. We're certainly down to chill.
Yes, I'm about to press the chill button. I'm pressing it, look.
Intruder. Hey, what's going on? This isn't chill.
Intruder.
It appears there's a poison dart in my neck. Yeah, anyway, so I was saying, Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. All right, what else we got? What else we got? Guys, we got a fundraiser going still. Where are we at? Where are we at? Renegade Chungus. Canty Luden. 52 donations. $34.90 in the house. Betty Wright coming through. Thank you, Betty. That's a big one. 112 USD. That's a big one. Thank you very much. That's going to get one of these cool items right down here. We're going to get a little pin, a little drone pin, a little trident pin, or a patch. This patch is dope. This is the coat of arms from 1918-1920, verified through the Kiev historical, I think it was Kiev Historical Foundation or something to that matter, in that matter. Very cool. Thank you very much, guys. We're up 100. We're up 100. I don't have like one of those fancy buttons that goes wow or nothing like that, but wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What we got next?
Okay, here we go. Remember, like, comment, and share. It's important that we stay connected. All eyes on Florida, specifically District 1. This is good news. Right up here in the Panhandle, we've got Democrat Gay Valamont squaring off against Republican Jimmy Patronis in an April 1st special election to fill the seat vacated by Matt Gaetz after he failed to join the Trump administration. How bad do you have to be to not make it to the Trump administration? Early voting starts today. So if you know any voters in this area, get on the phone, get on the teletype, get on the telegraph, get on a bullhorn if you have to. But let these folks know to get out and vote. Whoever wins this race goes straight to Washington. And a long-shot Democratic win may go a long way to bring Project 2025 to a halt, or at least slow it down. What should be a walk-away election for Republican Patronis, Valamont has poured all kinds of money into the election, which for the first time is forcing the Republican candidate to actually have to campaign. Democrat hasn't held a seat since 1994.
Richard Don Quixote says in Washington State, a lab tech is missing in ICE detention as she returned from visiting fam in the Philippines and was detained at SeaTac. Can you throw a source in there? I want to look that up later.
There's already lots of digital marketing showing Patronis with his buddy Donald, an obvious indication that he's been endorsed by Trump. Well, this will be a good test to see how much that endorsement is worth, especially after these first 7 bloody weeks of the Trump administration. Here's what they're saying at the Pensacola News-Journal. There may be some early signs that Patronis has a close race on his hands. Early turnout data from the 4 counties that comprise District 1 show Republicans with only a 4.9-point advantage. With
Guys, this is huge right now. This is huge in the Panhandle of Florida. Like, if anybody knows anybody that lives there, we gotta get them on board. This is what we got. 7 days until this special election happens.
Mail-in ballots. As of Thursday, the supervisors of elections offices in the 4 counties of Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton reported approximately 19,213 ballots returned. Of those ballots, 46% were from registered Republicans, 41% from Democrats, 11.54%, almost 12% non-party affiliated voters, and 1.53% from what they call other parties. So if you're discouraged by all the news that seems to be flooding the market space in this 24/7 news cycle, keep this one in front of you. This is keeping hope alive. Cheers.
All right, well, if you can't find me on Discord to DM me that, we've got, oh yeah, that's another thing, guys. We have a Discord channel coming soon. I just got to work out it's a lot. I opened too much shit and I did some stuff I shouldn't have done on it, and it made it harder, unfortunately. But it's coming, so we'll be able to, as soon as it's up, you can put all the information there, because that's the stuff I want to look into.
Okay.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? Where is this?
I previously
Protesters interrupt House hearing on U.S. aid funding. This was February 13th. This is a while ago.
served at the U.S. Agency for International.
PEPFAR saves lives! Restore AIDS funding now! PEPFAR saves lives! Restore AIDS funding now! PEPFAR saves lives! Restore AIDS funding now! PEPFAR saves lives!
Restore AIDS funding now. PEPFAR saves lives. Restore AIDS funding now.
Look at that fucking out of shape old bailiff.
PEPFAR saves lives. Restore AIDS funding now. PEPFAR saves lives. Restore AIDS funding now.
I would have just anchored my ass in that seat and just watched him sweat out his cheeseburger. It would have been fucking great.
PEPFAR saves lives. Restore AIDS funding now.
I guess these guys don't watch the news. They didn't realize that PEPFAR was one of the many programs that did prove to be life-saving, so the funding was restored. Somebody better give them a link to, I don't know, maybe Fox News or something like that. You may resume your opening statement.
That was kind of a shitty comment to make at the end. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, yeah. Need more of this.
And know one thing. Only the minority of Americans don't want you here. The majority want you here, and you do a great job. And if it wasn't for people like you, we couldn't be a great country we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate
to tell you that.
Thank you.
Get stronger. Fight back. You're too young to remember what the kids in this country did in Vietnam. They stopped the war in 1960s. They protested. They changed it. You can change it too, and don't let anybody deny you your right to live in America, be free, and prosper from the opportunity this country gives us, because you invest in it every single day you get up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do a great job. Thank you. What they're doing to you is unfair. It just makes me so angry I can't stand it. Thank you. Thank you. You made the day.
Has anybody thanked the protester today? That dude's fucking awesome for that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Shit. I think, God, are we at the end? What time is it? It's 11:24. I got so much stuff, dude. I gotta go. I got so much stuff to do. I didn't even get into my... I had stuff saved in... I had stuff saved here. Adam Kissinger's trolling Elon Musk. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll do this one at least. Anybody know how they're doing? Oh fuck. I think we're yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. All right. Well, I got to get ready to go to the rally. It's still a long drive ahead. Sunflower Society hosting a rally at the State Capitol building in Sacramento. If you're in the area, it is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We will be calling representatives on the State Capitol building museum steps right in front of, the museum. Parking's like $15. It's just right across the street into the Capitol parking. It's a great little event. There's the March event's usually the smallest one. It's the best time to network. So if you're in the area, it starts tonight at 6 p.m. I'm going to leave early so I can go get some exquisite cuisine because I am a fucking bougie ass foodie who went and had Korean barbecue the other day and absolutely loved it. So I'm going to go find some more, maybe a Michelin star restaurant and go treat myself. But if you're in the area, that's what's going on. Don't forget the Easter Pisanki fundraiser going on right here. I saw, like I said, I saw Rick the Ukrainian dude push-ups on his stream that I missed. I was invited to it. I couldn't make it. Rick, if you catch this, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. Duty called. I couldn't make it. But it was really cool seeing you play my song. I know it's not your genre. Not a lot of people like it, but it was cool to see someone requested it. Someone like gave him $100 or something for the donation to play the song and do push-ups. So kudos to him for going out. We'll have to do something soon. As far as, I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe we'll go in on maybe we can do like a, maybe we can do like a joint live stream, like an all-nighter or something like that, and just go. Because I know Rick goes for days on his streams. But really cool to see. Mercado's at almost 8,000 euros right now. Such a minus 54.70. He aired it once and got that. Of course, myself and Canty, 34.90. Rick's at 2,500. Silicon Curtain, 11.54. Shills, 574. PSO1, 285. On the Edge, 214. ATP Geopolitics, 124. I do believe he was having computer issues, so I'm anticipating this number will grow quickly. Laser Pig is at 104. Eric checking in with 100 euros now. Rudy Acosta right behind, 97.84. He's pushing hard. And all of a sudden, look who's in the house. Georgie from Ukraine Matters is now part of our fundraiser. GG's for Georgie for joining. That's pretty amazing. And then we got Baba Yaga fellow, big time on Blue Sky. Go find Baba Yaga on Blue Sky. Checking in at 61 euros. War Translateds, it looks like they might just be starting out in Tanya Fiona. Still more to come. They're probably wrapping up other fundraisers, I'd imagine. A lot of these people are juggling multiple. We are looking for 220,000 euro total for 20 vehicles, and there's a specialty vehicle involved, I believe. I don't know to the extent of the specialty vehicle. And these are the items you can get. Pins, Patriot pins, and also patches. All sorts going on here. You can also, 2,500 euros gets you a custom sticker on the side. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Guys, it's all for the troops. That's what this is all about. So let's keep it up. This donation wall is amazing. I love to see this. I'm going to find a way to get this framed when it's complete. I'm so honored that you guys have donated to our campaign. I'm so honored to be a part of it. I'm so honored to be able to help like this, whatever it takes. So thank you guys very much. I think that's all I really got for you guys, I think. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go get ready for the upcoming rally. I might take some pictures. I might do some video, but mostly the small one. I'm not going to live stream. It's tiny, and I'm just going to hang out and show support. So thank you guys again for coming, and I'll see you next time.
Mugga, NAFO, fella, drama.
You called Green Moscow Marjorie. The nickname seems to have really taken off.
Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I put that on my party, I put that on my family. 14th District, Georgia Swamp, address me as your MTG. Yeah, you can kiss my ass, but you can never touch my town. I deport all the immigrants so they don't turn my babies brown. MAGA is my party, I'm like a horse head Barbie. Divorce one, he's not hung, but the gym guy is naughty. Party magic girl in the Senate, radical. See me at your college campus, baggy full of Adderalls. Call me if you need a lie, call me if you need no truth. See them other Republicans, they don't ever leave the booth. I'm a conspiracy loser, I got no solid takes, but Jewish space lasers be burning up your Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer, and we stunning like Muga Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer. Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Moga, NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Call myself a winner, yeah. And if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor on NAFO, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I'm looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk. Got my hand on daddy Trump, so I can feel his lump. I'm yelling, Moga, nasty, till my throat is raspy. Oh, rich flashy. I be where the cash be. You can't find that. I think you need a Google map. My Putin handler will poison all your kitty cats. Now Google that, dummies follow me on Twitter. I claim to read the Bible, but I be lying out my shitter. You're a lame ass sinner. I call myself a winner, and if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, director, plus I'm my own boss. Shitting on Ukraine with no shame, just to see the loss. Which means that all be getting over me. Russian propaganda be pumping out my ovaries. And we starting life, Luka, NAFO, fella, drama. And basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like I found a trunk. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk. Got my hand on daddy trunk, so I can feel his love. Talk to her, got you spitting on my bits. And NAFO fellas always reppin' with bong hits. We wipe you out like toilet paper does the shits. Serve you up like cheesy eggs, bacon, and some grits. We are in your walls and we better than your cause. My Shiba Inu hungry, gonna bite you with his jaws. Designer keyboard ready for our pause. We posting memes, original with no flaws. We phone controls online for the cause. We never slow down, sleep or take a pause. We rolling deep in the fetty, that's our cause. We fundraising money, phone controls and breaking the laws. And we crazy smooth brain, don't ignite us. Bump until all my phalanges get rheumatoid arthritis. And that's why nobody ever wanna fight us. NAFO fellas never stop like a train or virus. And we barking, biting, bonking, biting, wagging tails when we hit the night and sparking, lighting, igniting like a bomb. No views though, NAFO fellas be better than all your bots know. And we got no leader, I am the boss. 10,000 deep when we creep, ain't no time to floss like an owl. We don't sleep, we about that box, telegram to the X, we about the cause. And our moves are so fluid like we made of water, blowing warships up, you ran out of solder. You might think you're hot, but my game is harder. Take a chick to the tunnel like up to a got her. Till the end we will rep, that's all we gotta do. Tearing up the set with NAFO on his crew. We bustin' rhymes in the beats like all the fellas do. Better check yourself before my doggies do. Got you spitting on my bits. The NAFO fellas always reppin' with bong hits. We wipe you out like toilet paper does the shits. Serve you up like cheesy eggs, bacon, and some grits. We are in your walls and we better than your cause.